Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sideline Debrief. I'm Jamie, joined once again by Ethan because that's how this works. We're going to be talking a bit today about Leeds and Spurs, Manchester United winning the cup. We're going to be talking a bit about PSG as Ethan here has some insight into the team. We're going to talk about the FIFA World Pro 11 that was released today. And then we're going to go over the Champions League review and preview. And then we have some fun bits and bobs at the end. But let's jump right into it and let's talk about Leeds. Leeds, who did they play this weekend?
Southampton, the only team below Leeds at the beginning of the weekend.
Yes, of course, the
Speaking of it, just
the
gotta say, I
relegation
am
derby.
repping the jersey this week. Just have to say that real quick.
Mm.
The only week I can proudly say since November 22nd, since we last won a game,
Mm-hmm.
that I can proudly wear this shirt out in public.
It's probably just about as long as it's been since Chelsea's won. So,
That is true. But, I mean, it was a good game. Overall, as usual, we played. It was a scrappy game, I will say. We actually watched
mm-hmm.
it together this past weekend. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was scrappy, but defensively, I will say we were solid. We didn't have many chances created onto us, and we had
Mm-hmm.
many chances where we could have scored. But as our top goal scorer is out right now, in Rodrigo, it'll be tough. But the unlikely hero that nobody knew would score ever in his career with Leeds, Junior Firpo, finally happened to score. And speaking of that, he might even be on Team of the Week in FIFA this week. So
The
might have
week after Emerson.
Exactly. You might have to make a little comeback on FIFA Ultimate Team by that inform, just to get and then log right back out, just to have him.
I nearly did that with Emerson, so I get it. I get it.
I do have I already qualified for weekend league, so I could get a red Verpo. I will say I could, but
Not worth playing though.
yeah, about 4 hours of my time if I really wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean Leeds finally have a win under a new coach Gracia, however you pronounce that. He had a
Mm-hmm.
good.
I
Sorry, go
think
on.
it's just Garcia,
It's
but this
Gracia, G R A
from what
C
I've
I
seen, I
A.
think it's just Garcia.
It's Gracia.
Yeah,
It's not Garcia. It's Gracia
I've
then.
seen that it's supposed to be. I don't know. I've seen conflicting things about it, but
Either way,
yes, he had a good
yeah.
good debut. What did you make of it?
I say the substitute. I didn't even noticing after the goal was scored. I didn't notice at first, but I will question the Somerville Nanto exchange. But
Mm,
bringing on Ruter in a more natural position for Aronson, Ruter showed off more than we can do. He still pressed, but Bamford is what our forward pressing usually is. And he was able to shine more. And as soon as we scored, we made the smart decision of bringing off Bamford and bringing on Roca, be more defensively sound, where Jesse Marsh would just play five more attackers. So that was
mm.
nice. And it just seems like he is much more calm, level headed on the pitch, makes more smart decisions with substitutions rather than just hoping and embracing the American way. Um, but yeah, I mean, he had a previous record of coaching, which isn't bad. He took Watford to a cup final in the FA. He
Got
coached
absolutely
Valencia.
smashed, but yeah,
He coached Valencia when they lost Rodrigo, actually, so maybe a good link up. But yeah,
no, he
no,
got
he
sold the summer Garcia joined.
exactly. That's what I meant to
Garcia,
say. Yeah, my bad. That's
yeah.
what I meant. So
Mm,
maybe he'll get that striker that was never meant to be in a team. But other than
mm.
that, that was really all that happened with Leeds. We can move on to Spurs actually, which before you start, let me say I don't know if you know, but they're the most informed team in the Premier League now. 4 wins out
I,
of the last five, and I believe they drew, which is they
that
are the
doesn't feel right.
they are the most informed team. The results might not show with high scoring games, but they are the most informed team in the league right now.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check that out. I did not realize that. I haven't been as active on social media
Exactly. See,
seeing
when
those kinds of
depression hits
stats.
you, I'm a Leeds fan. Sometimes you got to take strides. But go
Go
on.
look at a team that's doing better. I do want to say about Leeds, I thought you guys were good, and now that you're talking about substitutions a bit, I do think that they did go more attacking by bringing out Somerville. It allowed them to put Harrison on his natural side, and it allowed them to play almost a two up top because Richard really didn't play that Harrison role, dropping
He
back
played
so
the
far.
support
He
striker on the
played
right.
more as
Yeah.
a second striker, which overloaded the box, which helped lead to the goal. And then by taking Bamford off, you reverted back to the older formation that you're playing and clogged up the middle. And
And I mean,
good
Somerville did get
tactics.
the assist, so he was pivotal. But
Exactly. So, I was doubting the Noto when he came off. I was like, I thought he was the best player on the pitch, but in order to change the game, the type of the game that it was, bringing Noto off looked like the right decision, even though Noto might not be very happy with it.
Oh, he wasn't happy walking off the pitch, I will say, but a win's a win. You can't be mad at that. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
he still has a starting role, so he's got it. But
mm,
sometimes you gotta get
yeah.
subbed.
So Spurs and Chelsea, I watched this one on playback because I had a game of myself Sunday morning, so I missed that. Um, so luckily, I forgot to turn off notifications on my phone. So what I saw was Harry Kane has been voted man of the match, and I'm like, this is good. I don't know the score at this point. I just know it's good because usually man of the match is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
from
yeah.
the winning team. So
If not, at
that was
least a
great.
draw.
I watched. Mhm, exactly. I did well, didn't check any scores or anything. First half, my impression was that it was pretty even.
And should have had a red
Um,
card.
I have no idea how that was not a red card.
Exactly.
But to be fair, when we played them earlier in the season, Romero tugged Cucurella by his hair to the ground. So,
Did he get carded?
no. It
Either
was looked at by
way, that's
VAR. It
that's
didn't get
hindsight.
carded. It should have been a free kick. Instead, we sent in the corner, and Kane scored. We equalized in the 89th minute. So we still won. Ziyech should have been sent off. You can't slap a player and get away with it. But besides that, I thought
Yeah.
it was pretty even. I thought both teams just lacked creativity. Chelsea looked defensively sound. Losing Thiago Silva is always going to be big for them because Thiago Silva, I think, has played the second most minutes this year behind Mason Mount.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true actually.
but yeah, around the 40th minute, a notification came up on my phone from the Premier League app. Skip scores after 19 seconds. You lose 7 goals that have been scored quicker than that. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
It was
You got
an
to be kidding
absolute
me.
screamer as
It
well.
was, but it was kind of like I knew it was coming. Could you imagine? I wish I saw that live. I would have screamed. I
I
still kind of
I
did.
did sleep in that morning. 8:30 game was not
Mm-hmm.
for me, unfortunately, on a Sunday
Mm-hmm.
morning.
Yeah, but absolute banger. Chelsea come out asleep. Skip just hits it and gets a bit lucky with the coming off Kepa and the post. But I mean, it's a beautiful strike, and it would have gone in if Kepa didn't touch it. So I mean, what a way to score your first professional.
It was his
I think
first
no,
goal
I
this
think he got one
season.
for
It was his first goal this
first. It's
season.
first goal for Spurs, but I think it was his second goal overall because he scored one on loan at a while ago. I
Okay.
was doubting the whole starting Skip over Sar thing at first because I thought Skip was like Hoiberg and Sar was like Bentancur. So I thought Sar would be a better fit in that midfield. But Skip's played really well now 2 weeks in a row since he's come in. We haven't conceded. Bentancur went off from that Leicester loss one. That's why I didn't feel like we were in good form. But no, it's looked good. Emerson has looked absolutely insane. I don't understand it one bit, but I love it. It's like he just realized he was bad at a lot of things. So now he's playing as like a right center midfielder. He like tucks way in, and then Davies is pushed further, and he's playing really well out there too. Perisic was badly out of form, and now he's been dropped. And Ben Davies is playing well, and that gives us more cover on the left because he's better defensively than Perisic, and we can play a long way. That's his mistake in him. Dyer's looked better, and then Romero, who's my favorite center back I've ever watched because I'm a Spurs fan. But
He's my
I
favorite
thought we
center
did
back
well.
too. We don't have many on Leeds.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Um, Cooper wouldn't be my favorite
Volber
center back.
is making a good impression on me, but
He is
that's
good.
about
He
it.
has that leadership.
Yeah.
I want to have a look at this form you're talking about. 4 wins. I guess we are. We're the only team wins in our last five. It's just a bit weird because it was a 1-0 win over City, a 1-0 win over Fulham, and then a 4-1 loss to Leicester, 2-0 over crap West Ham, even though they this weekend, and 2-0 over crap Chelsea. So it just feels like, yeah. But we're short up defensively, and hopefully, hopefully it continues.
Yeah.
But I'd love top four, love Champions League. And Stellini in 7 games coached in his career, 7 wins.
There we go.
He's statistically the best manager of all.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna quick look at the table for the both of us. Of course, Spurs are now in fourth. More games played than United, points ahead of them, and more games played than Newcastle, points behind them. So kind of in an area by themselves. And Leeds pulled themselves out the relegation zone, not the battle, with a big win with Everton, Bournemouth, and Southampton all losing this weekend.
Yeah, and
Only
Leeds
a
do play
point.
Chelsea next, so maybe we could even get something out of that.
Now's the time if you're ever going
It
to get anything out
is.
of Chelsea to do it twice in one season. Um,
Maybe even a
but
draw. Every Leeds fan would be happy with the draw against Chelsea too. So
I think they're the only team without a win in their last 5.
Chelsea.
Yep. Newcastle, it's been 4 games, but
Oh, okay.
since they lost one, but they're the only one in their last 5 without a victory, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So we want to also just do a quick little congratulations to Manchester United though. Finally, what it was 20. When was the last time they had a piece of silverware?
I think
United.
it was 5 years.
It
There
was.
was a website with a live timer for it, but I think it's gone now.
I wanted to say it was 2016, but I could be wrong. Either way, I
Mm,
mean, topping Newcastle, it was. I didn't quite watch it. I did see a little synopsis of it, and apparently
mm,
Newcastle were dominant in the midfield. Not dominant, but had the edge, but could not do anything in the final third. Where United, with their informed Rashford and
mm.
Casemiro too, just being Casemiro, just
Such a
absolutely
good player.
he is. Everybody at the beginning of the season was 70 million for a Casemiro for a 31-year-old, but I mean
It looked like a lot, but he
he's
just,
proving his worth. Like he already has proved his worth in my opinion.
I mean,
So
you see why he won 5 Champions Leagues.
him and
Like,
Varane
he just,
split 9 Champions Leagues. They have so many experienced players.
yeah,
So
not a bad way to buy players.
yeah, it was a lot at
Five
the
time
beginning of
Champions
the
League winning
season.
players.
Some players may have flopped, not flopped, but like
They're
um,
learning the system. It was taking a
Anthony
while.
though he
He,
hasn't done much realistically. Just like he
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 grabbed the
he
winner
hasn't
against Barcelona,
adapted.
though.
He's an inverted right winger that can only use his left foot. So can't he is not doing
It's
much
weird.
and he's predictable. So
Mm-hmm.
but I mean so
Well,
far though they're in third.
a trophy is a trophy,
It
and
is.
not everyone wins those.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, and it was 2017 they won the
2017.
Europa League
Okay.
under Mourinho.
Oh.
Uh, I believe I want to say it's around the time Pogba was bought, and I think I saw something because I did peep onto the soccer subreddit, and it was something like Spurs or Spurs. I wish Spurs won a trophy. United won a trophy faster than Pogba played for Juve, so they're all really happy about that.
Fair.
Um, but yeah, I'm happy they beat Newcastle because they need to be slow at getting big. I don't like. I,
Yeah, with the recent buyout and
they they're
yeah.
going to be at the top of the game.
They
They
already
need to
went to
be
the
at
final. It's gonna take time. Yeah, I saw even Newcastle
they're
fans
in
were already
5th.
happy that they even
Mm-hmm.
got to the final. So
Because they're doing it so quickly. This should take them like 6 years,
yeah,
but they might do it in like 3, which is not good for the rest of the Prem. Because then when Chelsea want to come back, and then Liverpool come back, it's going to be really hard to just give 4 Champions League spots to 8 or a top 7, right?
yeah.
So Brighton are really good. Brentford are really good. I mean,
I mean, hey,
it
Leeds.
is the Prem.
I mean, Leeds can go back to their 1995 form and be winning the league. So we don't even know.
It's never happened.
I know.
Maybe you'll win the championship.
Sometimes we can just hope. All right, so we'll move on to our next segment,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be coming up with that in a second.